Hello, dear Capricorn. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for being here for these different readings, these horoscope readings, which I promised I would do. Now, what I mean by horoscope readings, for those of you that are not familiar with them, is that we look at each house of the zodiac, so each sector of your life, starting from the first house of Aries, the self, how we're seen out in the world, how people perceive us, and how we end the cycle with the 12th house of Pisces. And 12th house, we know, is the last house of the zodiac. So I will explain as I'm going through each house. I will take a card for each of the areas of life that I just mentioned, and I will be taking one layer on YouTube for free. Then I'm going to extend this reading on my website. So for those of you that are interested, if this resonates with you, of course, please visit my website and hit the tab under extended readings, which are for purchase. And I'd like to thank you in advance for those of you that are supporting me and my work. Thank you very much appreciated. So I do take another so many cards on the extended reading. I will be using the Witch's Tarot for the second layer on the extended readings, and I'm doing the Lenormand as well as the Twin Flame Oracle by Mystic Moon. Okay, so the Witch's Tarot is by Ellen Dugan, probably. Sorry about the pronunciation. So, yeah, dear Capricorn, let's take your cards mid-October till mid-November 2019. So it goes from mid-month to the next month, mid-month. Okay, so let's see, dear Capricorn. I love these readings because they show which part of your life you are affected in a certain way. That's why I like these readings. I'm very excited to bring them to you. Okay, dear Capricorn, let's look at you. So house number 1, which is the house of Aries, you have the King of Pentacles. And as I said, house number 1 is how you are being viewed by others, so how you come across to others. House number 1 is also about our physical body, so our appearance as well as our emotional self. How do we come across to others? And we've got the King of Pentacles here, so you are looking really, really stable, financially quite stable and certain of success. You're very certain that you are very grounded. The King of Pentacles is someone who puts business above other things. Money, their money is very important to them, and he's swimming in it. So for those of you, and I know you're very hardworking people, your hard work could be paying off. So this is a very good omen. Now for me, this is the energy of Taurus. Some of you may have strong Taurus in your chart, and because the King of Pentacles is showing up, this could be someone that's around you, someone that is viewing you. Let's look at house number 2 of Taurus. Taurus is the house of values, comforts, the 5 senses, the physical body. It's what we own, what we have. Taurus is always I have. So what do you have? What I see here is that there is an offer coming through from someone who is coming across as quite emotional. So it could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Now, if you are dealing with a Taurian person, they've got in there, so across from Taurus is Scorpio. So Scorpio is a water sign. It's sitting in the house of Taurus. So let's not forget that Uranus is in the second house of Taurus. So you may not be expecting that this offer of love, of let's get together. He's holding the Ace of Cups. So there is something coming in something coming in now that's going to be very, very, very valuable to you. And the house of Taurus is also the house of self-worth. So someone is obviously seeing that you are worth the effort. They are bringing you a cup. Now, of course, this could be you offering your cup to someone else. So let's look at your third house of Gemini. And we've got the Gemini card, the Lovers. This is a head over heart decision. This is also a divine union. Now, house number 3, the house of Gemini, is the house of communication, working within a small group. It's the house of business. It's the house of your siblings, your neighbors, people that are close to you and in your periphery. It's also the house of written, spoken, verbal, let's say, or even written communication, and therefore publishing comes under this house. As well as that, the third house is short distance travel. So some of you may be traveling a short distance to see your partner, the person that you're interested in. Now, the communication here, the house of communication, we do have a head over heart decision that you may need to make. We do have this union, which is a blessed union. We do have the angel here. Spirit is here, okay, blessing this union. It is a number 6. I can see the offer is coming straight into the Lovers, so there is quite an important relationship here. Now, you may be communicating with a Gemini. So, yeah, let's go on to house number 4, which is the house of Cancer. Your home, your foundation, your security, your family, your actual house, whatever makes you feel secure. Cancer is the crab, right? So it's very soft and mushy on the inside, but it's got a hard exterior. Cancer is like the child that needs the loving and nurturing from the mother, and it is the house of the mother as well. Now, the High Priestess being here, High Priestess is all about secrets, having that deeper knowing. There could be secrets, things that are unknown to you, things that you're like trying to work things out through your intuition. You're trying to feel the energies. Some of you may be dealing with someone that could be quite secretive. Okay, now this is a number 2. It's Major Arcana, so it's all about balance. We do have the Moon Goddess here, and we've got the crescent moon at her feet, and this is the house ruled by the moon. So could this mean that on the next new moon you are going to see something that's going to come to light for you, something that maybe you have felt intuitively but you could not see it, you did not know of it. Now, we are having a full moon actually today as I'm doing this reading, so once you see this video, the full moon will have passed. Full moon in Aries, and it's not an easy energy. So the next new moon is going to be on the 28th of October in Scorpio. So even though this is the axis Virgo Pisces is all about what's Virgo. It's your daily routine. Pisces is unconditional love. Virgo is also health. Looking at the details, doing your homework, that's what Virgo is. Pisces is also ending some sort of a cycle, maybe even lack of clarity. So even though Virgo is the detective, Pisces is no clarity at all, confusion. So there is something happening around that, around those matters, I would say. Now, as I said, the 4th house is the family, could be the mother, could be secrets that are withheld. For those of you that are the mother, you may be holding secrets, or you may have another person around you that's very spiritual. She is a spiritual leader. She's the other half of the Hierophant. We're talking about spirituality and faith here as well. So let's go on to house number 5, which is Leo, and the house of flirtation, love, risk-taking, children. This is the house that is ruled by the sun, and the sun is the ego, but Leo likes to shine. They like to be up on stage and perform. They're all about they're very open-hearted, very giving, very royal, we could say. But the fifth house, yes, it's the house of fun, and it's the house of the beginning of romance. Now, some of you may have lots of choices, but this card here again is Pisces, so you could be dealing with someone who's got strong Pisces. But also, some of you may have lots of choices here, and you don't know which. For those of you that are single, obviously, you've got many choices, but there is a bit of confusion around that. Now, 7 is the divine for me, so Spirit is giving you lots of choices here. And again, it's very, as I said, Piscean. Some of you may be dealing with someone who's got strong Pisces, someone who could be not so clear with their intentions. And, you know, because this is the house of fun and there's all these cups here, some of you are going out and really, you know, enjoying yourselves, having drinks, sometimes maybe even being, because Pisces can be overindulging where alcohol, medicine, drugs is concerned. So could you be dealing with someone that is like that, a little bit like that? Sometimes Piscean energy, because they're so unconditional and they're very sacrificial. They'll always give to the point where when the giving is not returned, then they turn to other things to help them feel better. So I hope that that's not what this is. Let's look at your 6th house of Virgo. And you've got in your daily routine, so what you're going through every day is, wow, whatever you're dealing with, working with, 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is very, very good money. This could be the family money. This could be anything to do around marriage. I don't know, because this is the marriage card as well, but 10 of Pentacles says that you are, there is some sort of a completion here, something around money. Could it be that you've completed some sort of work that's giving you a payout? Now, Virgo is also, it is the house of health. So 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. It's like $1 million. You're feeling really good. As I said, some of you may be working in a family company, with family. You know, there is a lot of support in your daily routine in what you do. Some of you may be working with money. You may be working for a bank, let's say, okay, and that's why there's all these pentacles here. So you're handling a lot of cash, things that are of value every day. So it could be any sort of job that deals with money, with tangible physical things, things that are of value, as I said. Okay, this is also the house of pets, and we do have a couple of dogs here. So yeah, beautiful. Now the 10 turns into the ace, so there is some sort of a completion and a new beginning here in your 6th house. And the Ace of Pentacles is the one that this King of Pentacles is holding. So let's look at your house of partnership with other people. Could be romantic, could be family, could be co-workers, any sort of relationships, even friendships. Well, other people in general, because the friendship house is house number 11. But yeah, relationship with other people. Now, Libra is the house of balance, the house of equilibrium. There is an imbalance here. This is the 5 of Wands. Some of you may be in a partnership where you're trying to actually build something, but the communication is a little bit off kilter, not exactly balanced. These could be differences in opinion, whether it's romance, other people, work, doesn't matter. It's not major though. It's nothing major because it's a Wands card. It's not the Swords. Now 5s always bring in change, so I think I will take another card on this. Let's look at your house of commitment, the 8th house of Scorpio, which is death, transformation, other people's money, money from external sources, and it's also the house of deep intimacy, whether it's emotional intimacy or physical. Let's look at your 8th house, and we've got the Hangman, which is Pisces again. Again, sacrifice, waiting, being suspended in time, waiting to be enlightened by the divine. Or some of you are feeling that you've just put in too much, or you're waiting for your partner to pop the question, but they're taking too long. That's what the Hanging Man is. It's hanging there and waiting for a sign, let's say. So again, Pisces is very watery energy. Now, the similarity between the 8th house, which is the house of occult, okay, and Pisces, the house of Pisces is the house of magic. It's the house of the divine. So both houses are very dark. Both Scorpio and Pisces, they're very dark houses, especially the 12th house of Pisces, where we can't see what's going on in there. We can't see it. It's something behind our head. It's not possible to see what's going on in there. So that's why, in both these houses, both Scorpio and Pisces, they're very, very intuitive. So trust your intuition. Look out for signs. Let's look at your 9th house of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is all about foreign places, people, higher education. It's the house of spirit again. It's the house of faith, religion, the guru, philosophy. And it's the house of, having a vision of worldly matters. So some of you are hoping or moving to a distant land. Now, in any 9th house matters, you may just be, if not literally moving, metaphorically, your perception is that you're moving from troubled waters to calmer waters. So this can be a physical move, yes, traveling the world, but it can also mean, because swords are all about perception, some of you that are completing higher education, you're coming from a place of difficulty. Things are smoothing out here. So yeah, let's look at your house of career. And the house of career, you've got the 8 of Cups. Now this is your highest ideals, your goals, your aspirations, is the 10th house of Capricorn, but it is also the house of status. So are you in a committed partnership? Are you single? Are you engaged? What are you? What is your status? What I see here with the 8 of Cups, and this could even be change in career, having invested time and emotions, but looking for another contract, another agreement here. He's moving away, right? Again, we've got movement here. He's looking for those 2 of Cups, a new partnership in business, in your career. Okay, usually with the 8 of Cups, for me, this is very, we get to a point of spiritually growing with this card. I see it as someone is growing more spiritual through difficulties. The house of Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and we do have Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node in the 10th house of Capricorn, which is also letting go of past karma, transforming. Saturn and Pluto have recently moved direct. So for those of you that have put in the hard work and you haven't seen the result, some of you are actually moving away. You're shedding the old, okay, out with the old, in with the new. For others of you, I suppose, I wouldn't be surprised, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles, let's say here, the 10 turns into the Ace. This could even be a promotion, okay, or a new job, no doubt. Now, I forgot to say that the 5th house of Leo is also what we've created. Now, some of you, with the 7 of Cups, this is something very virtual, very Neptunian. It could be anything around as I said, virtual. It could be digital things, things of that are not real, that are not physical, and could be anything to do around TV, any Neptunian energy. Neptune is something that we can't actually grasp. It's something that things that work with the unconscious, the subconscious. So there's a mystical energy around the Seven of Cups. So we've got 7 and then 8 of Cups here. Let's look at your 11th house of Aquarius. And you've got the 8 of Swords, 2 8s up here. 8 of Swords, this is the house of wishes and dreams, the house of friendships, groups and associations. The 8 of Swords is feeling bound. Your perception is that you are feeling bound by a situation. The 11th house is also the it's also the house of the future, but it's also the money house through earned income. So there could be a few worries around that, but it's your perception. It's not real. It's not real. It's just you thinking too much here. Now it's also the 11th house is also the being part of a group, an association. But Aquarius is very ingenious. They're very far ahead where their perception is concerned. So they do like to stand out in the crowd, but they also like being part of a group, and it is the house of the humanitarian as well. Okay, so this is only a perception. Let's look at your 12th house of Pisces, and we've got the Ace of Cups. So this is what you can't see really, dear Capricorn. There is something that, for some of you, this could be making you very happy, some sort of an ending. And once we have an ending, therefore we've got a brand new beginning. But something is ending and you're going to be very happy about it. Also, because the ace is a potential for something new, you're leaving, could be finishing a cycle and you're starting a new cycle with the Ace of Cups. This is the hand of spirit, the hand of the angels giving you this Ace of Cups, which is something that is going to make you extremely happy. It's overflowing with emotions. And again, you don't see this. You cannot see this. Now, the Ace of Cups is something that you could be keeping under wraps as well. For those of you that have perceived or have the indication that something, this Ace of Cups, because don't forget this Knight of Cups is holding that ace. For those of you that are familiar with what this Ace of Cups is, you've had the indication or the perception or the intuition. You're not speaking to people about it. So, yeah, Ace of Cups, beautiful. Now, again, Pisces is unconditional love. It's ruled by Neptune. Pisces can also be people that are, something that is far away. So when I say far away, I mean literally distance. Let's look at the general energy, dear Capricorn. One card for the general energy. Oh, wow, Capricorn. Wow, I love the Tower. Now this is Scorpio, Pluto. Okay, so this is a shift. This is an epiphany. This is Uranus in Taurus. Something is changing drastically. Something that was not in its right frame. I don't want to say it could be the right frame of mind. There is some clarity coming through. If you look at the thunder, I should say the lightning strike here, it looks like electricity, doesn't it? So it does. That's why I see it as Uranus. And Uranus in Taurus is all about our values. So obviously you have not valued something and it's coming down. It's coming down suddenly. I want to look at the Five of Wands in your partnership house because there is an imbalance there. Now, what I see here is some of you may be dealing with two different people, okay? We've got the King of Pentacles here, which is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. For some of you, it's, if you're not dealing with two people, then it's your own energy. But I see it as Taurus. Here we've got, in the house of Taurus, we have the Knight of Cups. So Taurus, again, is all about our values, remember? Our comforts, our five senses. And Uranus is in the house of Taurus. So what I'm thinking as well, dear Capricorn, is that for those of you that are not familiar, the north node of the moon is facing towards Cancer, which is the home, the family, the stability, the security. And the south node is up here in your sign in Capricorn. We've also got Pluto, Saturn, and the south node there, which is a very karmic area. Okay, it's like what happens with the south node. It's something that we've experienced in a past life. So it's something that comes naturally to us, but it can also mean that you, in this reincarnation, you are shedding something that was very familiar to you and something that could also have been very karmic, because Pluto, Saturn, and the south node are very karmic. So 8 of Cups is like leaving the past in the past and moving towards the future as well. So very interesting indeed. With the Lovers card here in the house of communication. And on that note, I'd like to say that Mercury, which rules the house of Gemini, but it also rules, of course, the house of Virgo, the 6th house. Mercury is in the house of now Scorpio, in the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio is very deep, very hidden, very mystical. Mercury will be retrograding soon, actually on Halloween. It will be retrograding, but whatever is going on now in communication and in relation to partnerships, commitments, we will be working through those things and seeing things that were hidden. Also, Venus is in Scorpio, and she turns a little bit dark when she's in Scorpio. So she also turns into the darker energies such as jealousy. Okay, and she's also very, very hungry, intimately hungry in the sign of Scorpio. She's not satisfied there. So, yeah, there's a lot of heat, a lot of Plutonian energy where love is concerned in the month of November, I should say. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so transformation is going on. Let's look at this 7th house of partnerships again. I said I was going to look at it, and let's take a card. And we have the King of Wands now, which is a Scorpio. What did I say? Scorpio. It's a fire sign. I don't know why I said Scorpio. Scorpio can be indicated by the King of Wands because Scorpio is very passionate. So it doesn't matter what the sign is, whether it's Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. They could have strong Scorpio, or they're showing up as just very passionate at this time. Dear Capricorn, obviously this is not you. This is someone else that you're dealing with. Okay, and they're showing up as, could be a little bit aggressive, maybe with the Wands, someone who's got strong ego, I would say. Why? Because we've got 5 and 1 is 6 Wands. And in the 6, the card of the 6 of Wands, that's a card of recognition, someone that is riding high. They're very, very good at what they do, and people acknowledge that. So that can come along with a little bit of ego. What I'd like to do now is just take one card on this Hangman, and then I will extend this reading for you on my website. As I said, the link will be in the description box below for those of you that are interested. Let's take the Hangman. And we've got the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is expansion and growth, of course. It's a very healthy number. But in the house of commitment, Three of Pentacles could mean a third person in the situation. And we've got the King of Wands, we've got the King of Pentacles, and we've got the Knight of Cups. So, dear Capricorn, looks like something is going to come to light. I'm going to take just one card for you on this tower, and then I will extend this, as I said, more cards. Just one card for those of you that are not going to purchase the extended. Just will give you a little bit of clarity about what this tower is rooted in. And mainly, I'm taking the card that will be in the past position. So it's got to do with the tower, but in the past, something that wasn't built on solid ground. So what does it deal with? What did I say? Six of Wands. I was just saying that. So something to do with popularity, something to do with success, something to do with strong ego, something to do with a victory, because this is a victory. Interesting, dear Capricorn. Okay, I think I will leave it at that. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this. Thank you again for those of you that are going to follow me on my website and see the extended reading. I do want to thank everyone for their support, for your likes, shares, subscribes, and purchases. Just wanting to let those of you know that have tried to fill out the form on my website for a personal reading, there has been a bit of a glitch with that. So for those of you that are interested in a private and personal reading, divinedebut11@gmail.com until the problem is resolved in the next few days. So thank you so much again to all of you, sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, and stay tuned for my mid-month readings, which are coming up in the next few days. Bye, guys.